Hello and welcome to the UXDX APAC series, our first online event for 2023. And we're really excited about what we have looking forward for the year of 2023, but also for this amazing event today. So thank you for joining us and tuning in. I know you're here to listen to our amazing speakers, but I want to give a very quick introduction to UXDX and what we are about and why we run these sessions. So at UXDX, our mission is to help companies shift from building software products through waterfall projects to empowered autonomous product teams. And that's our mission because we believe it's a more effective, efficient, and sustainable way of working in a high change environment. So if things aren't changing much, it doesn't make sense to have a dedicated team for each aspect of your product. But in today's world where things are constantly changing and customers are getting more and more choice and kind of switching costs are becoming less and less, it makes sense that you have people who really understand the customer, who are able to iterate quickly and find solutions to customer problems so that you can continue to keep ahead of the competition. Now that's all well and good to say, oh, we should shift from waterfall to product teams, but it's not that simple. And it encompasses quite a lot of change in the organization. And that's why at UXDX, we invite product managers, UX researchers, designers, and developers to come together to figure out how they can work as a single product team. And in how we try to help that come across is through our talks. So we ask people to share their stories of how they are changing their ways of working, how they're working closer together, adopting more modern practices so that you can see what could potentially work in your situation and how you can apply any lessons you learned to your context. And that's where questions comes in. So hopefully as you're listening through, you might get some ideas of something that you want to dig a little bit deeper in to understand how it could work a bit more for you. So please do ask questions that come up because our speakers are looking forward to learning and watching and kind of getting a sense of what people are looking for. So ask your questions and we'll put those questions to the speakers. So you can ask on the chat box of UXDX, whether you're watching on YouTube, LinkedIn, or whatever channel you're watching on. So please do ask those questions. And sometimes maybe you're watching this a little bit later. We don't always have time to get the questions to the speakers during our event. So that's why we have the UXDX community Slack group. And in there, there's an Ask the Speakers channel. And if we don't have time to get through all the questions, we'll put any other questions in there, or you can go in there yourself and ask directly some questions to the speakers. So hopefully that will mean that you'll be able to get the most value out of today's event. But that's enough about me giving the introduction. You're not here to listen to me. Unfortunately, we have a slight change to the agenda. So Sahil, who is the Senior Product Manager at OLX Group, was supposed to be up first, but unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, he's not able to make the session today. So we're going to jump to our second speaker of today. And I'd like to introduce Danwen Wu, who is the Design Manager at Vyond, and she will be talking about how to make research agile. So welcome, Dan.
Hello, hi. So yes, thanks. Thanks. Having me to join this sharing session. So today I'm very excited to introduce this topic: how to make research agile. So yeah, let me start off some introduction first. So I'm the design manager at Vyond of the product team, and I have a 10 years experience in user experience and user research related role. And I enjoy finding the problem and also discovering the insights and settling the motion towards transformation that help our users. So yeah, this is about my background. And also I mentioned a bit about Vyond. So I also quickly give some introduction about Vyond. So Vyond is an online platform which can allow the user who can build an animation just by dragging and drop the asset to the stage and customize look and feel just with a few clicks. So yeah, later I'm gonna introduce a bit more about the products later. So yeah, this is my introduction. So I think, yeah, for today's topic, I think many of you should already know what is agile. But just in case, allow me to quickly explain what is agile. So agile is an iterative approach to software development. So that helps the team to deliver value to their customer faster with a fewer headache. So instead of betting everything on the big bang launch, an agile team deliver work in the small increment, requirement, and plans. And results are evaluated continuously. So the team having a natural mechanism for responding to changing quickly. And why we have to consider agile when running the research. So most of the time, there's not enough research resources. So I think many of you should already know. So in this case, that we have a plan resource carefully to make sure that all project can work on the right user problem. So by adopting this agile approach on user research, I see that they have three advantage. So the first advantage is we don't stuck at only on the one point. Instead, we are feeding the insight to the next loop. And second is we can also align with the other team by running the sprint together. So we are not really isolated. And third is we also can build a user-friendly or user-oriented culture in our team by continuously feeding the insight to our organization. So this is the three main reasons I feel that having agile when running the research is very important. So for today's agenda, I will be sharing 4 topics about how to, So for today's agenda, I will be sharing 4 topics about how to run user research in an agile way. So the first, starting from the beginning planning the project and until the last about how to share the insights. So the first topic, how to keep iterating research approach and keep the research solution flexible. So this is the first one. And second topic, I'm gonna talk about how to plan the plan research resources and also empower research ability to other team members so that we can utilize our research resource better. And number 3, creative. So in this part, I'm gonna talk about how to be creative when we experience the research resource limitation. And the last but not the least, storytelling. So how to storytell your user insights and make the bigger impact to your organization. So let's find the first topic, iterate. So yeah, for the first one, test and iterate research. So during the research, it's also very simple. Sometimes I feel like it's very similar when you're building a product. So instead of just spending lots of time to prepare a perfect research plan, so in our team, we prefer to launch the research when it's 80% done. We prepare the high-level question and then learning through the research process. Sometime in the middle of the research, we found out interview question were not specific enough, or instruction were not clear, or even we realized some of the research methods were not suitable for their projects. So in this case, that we iterate the research and keep moving forward. So some people you might adopt, can we really test research on our user? So let me quickly explain how our team works. So we usually test an interview question or a flow or do the testing on our internal user first, if it's possible. So the internal user, including our internal employee who use our tool every day, or our regional reseller, or even our royal or power users. They are very kind and willing to share their thoughts, and not only on the product itself, but also they are willing to share the feedbacks to our research question or interview flow. So yeah, after a few interviews of the beta launch, then the research team, we will try to regroup again and review about our current research, including the question and flow and testing plan, and even the research methodology is that has anything need to be modified. And then if it's everything's okay, then we will do the official launch started to recruit our target user and run the testing. So by doing this approach, we can make sure that we keep getting more insights, and then try to update our research approach. Yeah. So there are a few things that we can try to pay more attention during the initial interview or research. So including that whether the beginning instruction is clear enough for our user to know. And then within the time limitation, whether the number of the question and tests is enough for them to answer, or maybe too much overwhelming. And during the testing, whether the question or test is too difficult or too simple. And whether the question and test is clear enough for that. Sometimes the question may not be really clear, and then we don't really want to define as a too much leading question. So in this case, how can we better refresh the questions? And then during the flow, whether the flow is smooth enough, and then whether the testing that's or the flow that's aligned with their current scenario. So in this case, so we don't really stuck at the one point, that we keep feeding the insight to the next loop. And second tips I would like to share is about avoid working on the too broad question at the very beginning. So we try to break the big question into the smaller question. So by doing that, big questions break into a few different smaller questions. We can see there has a few different advantage. So the good advantage by breaking the question, the first is about prioritize. So by breaking that, we have to focus on most important topic and prioritize the resource on the most urgent topic. So we cannot work all the project at once. And second is after breaking, that we can share the project with the other team member to work together. So without holding the project by your own. So we have a more resource to work together. And third, frequent. So by doing that, having a more smaller question, so we can have more constantly sharing. So other team, they can work on the solution space in parallel. So they also get the feedbacks all the time. So I am going to share one of the example that we worked recently about a marketeer. So so we would like to know that how can a marketeer this job role, how can they create a video, and how can Vyond help them to achieve their job role. So in this case, the big question is how can Vyond help the marketeer? So breaking this a big question. So we having a few different smaller questions is that we understand about, one research is about understand about the tool usage. Why do they choose that specific tool? And another smaller question is, we would like to know about their background, including the working schedule, and then what is the environment like? So where they work, and then how about their for example, like the internet connection, everything about that, and then device usage. And then the third smaller question is whether do they have any communication issue with their audience. And then the last is how can we determine that marketer purchase decision? What do they care before before they making the actual purchase decision? So this is one example. So by breaking those smaller big question into the smaller question, so we can focus on the more important topic, and we delegate the project to the different team member. And third is about we continuously sharing the insights, and also for other people can to get the feedback all the time. And number three, the third tip to make a user research to be more agile is to try to review all the topic again before starting the projects. So in this case, if you have a few different topic, so I would suggest that you can try to categorize and or divide into the two different groups. One is a known issue, the other one is unknown issue. So in this case, we don't really need to run a full research from the very beginning. We can shift our focus on the different approach. For example, for the non-issue, we can run the design validation, A/B testing, or preference testing to understand which solution is better to resolve this unknown issue. However, for the unknown issues, that we can work for the more like exploratory research to spending more time to understand about their user mental model. Okay, yeah, so the first one is about the iterates, and moving to the second part is the empowered. So I think in our team, we don't really have many researchers. So by this situation, we wish that we can empower our research skill to other team members. So other team members, including like, for example, designer, project manager, so that if they have any urgent task, so that they can work individually by themselves. So how to achieve that? So I think for talking about empower research ability to the team member, I think the first important thing is that we have to raise their curiosity and familiarity first, so that we need to make sure that there is an easy way to receive the feedbacks. So as you can see, there are two examples. So we have our own Vyond community. So in this community, our power user, they share about their thoughts and then any pain point they experience. And sometimes we even do some discussion with the user on the Vyond community. And for the right-hand side is our release notes. So every release that we will write an article or video to introduce that a new feature, but we will also make sure that to including 1 minute survey to collect their feedbacks. So after collecting lots of feedbacks, the feedbacks will share among the team, so that we can build the empathy to our user problem among the entire team. So the first is familiarity with our user first. And second is to give them the research power. So we built our internal research playbook. So we practice a few research methods by ourselves first, and try to internalize the research method to fit our company product development workflow. So as the left-hand side, you can see that we try to introduce a few different guidelines. If you would like to select the suitable research methodology by consider your time, resources, and then whether qualitative or quantitative. Yeah, so we give them the guideline about how to choose the suitable research method. And for the right-hand side, we also try to clarify the job and responsibility of the team. For example, like if you work on the research, who are the contact point you can try to find, and then including some of the to-do list. So which can help our team member. They are not afraid to do the research by themselves. So they can just quickly follow the guideline and workflow, which is all listed on our research playbook. And then for the third, it's also very important that to keep our research quality. So we don't really just try to prepare the playbook, and then we also try to prepare a variety of the templates. So in this case, that we also the first we prepare is a research plan. So in the research plan, that we ask the people who want to conduct the research to consider who are your users, and then what is the known and unknown issue, and also about which research method you want to choose, and what is your action plan. And also we have, if you want to do some user testing, and then how to better to list out all the tests which you want your user to complete. And then if you want to do some user interview, and then here are the template you can consider to use is the interview question guide. We tell you what is good, what is not good question, so that you can just use this template to maintain the quality. So so we try to safeguard the research quality by presenting variety of the templates. And another good advantage of the this template, not only about a safeguard for the quality, but also we can change people their behavior. For example, in the past, every time when we do the insight sharing, and then some of the team member they propose the design solution too quickly without considering what is the core value and what can we deliver to our user. So those type of the critical or important information always be missed in the past research. So to solve this problem, so yeah, we use this template as a reminder. So yeah, as you can see in this reminder that we as a user, before considering about the solution, before considering about how might we have to consider how can we turn in the insights to user goal, and then what is the value that our product can bring to them, and consider for the solution as a later step. So by doing that, I feel like a template is a great tool that to make sure that some of the key information cannot be missed during the presentation. And the fourth technique is that we also having a workshop often. So once we have any new workflow, as I just introduced earlier, or if we find any good practice from our designer, we share with the team and then learn together. So we explain it as an open door. So in the workshop, everyone working together as a knowledge sharing. So yeah, this is a good way for all the people gathering the knowledge and learning together. And number 5, this is another good technique I would like to share with everyone. Is for our team, we also try to provide more customized service based on team member their request. Because some team member maybe they are new, but some team member that has already run a few different research before. So in this case, they don't really need the full support, but they may need a bit additional support. So in this case, that we break down the research flow and then solution into the smaller task or steps. So as you can see that we try to list out before the research, planning the research, during the research, and after research. And then by each step, we estimate the working day of the each steps. And then so other team member, if they need support, they can just select the service what they need only. So by doing that, so we can help the team collaborate better and also provides a more flexible research service when planning the project. And then the number 6, the last, how to empower our user. Definitely, we need to grow their research method. So for our the researcher in our team, the role is more like as a consultant or try to handle more difficult research. And also at the same time, they are the people who are sharing the knowledge. So we also continuously share the research knowledge to the team based on the current project type. So sometimes that we have a more usability issue need to fix. Sometimes we have some information architecture issue need to fix. So we will try to present the knowledge based on our current project needs. Okay, then moving to the third topic, be creative. So yeah, I think be creative is a very interesting topic. Sometimes that's be creative not only apply for the designer, but also we need to be creative as a researcher. And one of the story I would like to share with everyone is how we recruit users. So for Vyond, we try to target enterprise user, but I think many of you should know that recruiting enterprise user is very difficult, because they are busy, and then they sometimes they cannot really receive any gift card or incentive from our sites. So in this case, instead of just waiting for their response passively, we initiated a few activities to providing consulting service to help them to learn tips and tricks to build better videos. So each session that is telling for our enterprise needs based on the video project they are working on. So for example, right now they are working as a video for presenting information more clear. So they will share the video with us, and then we will give us review their project and give us some feedbacks. So by providing this consulting session service actually it's really helping a lot for our user, our enterprise user to share their time for us to the interview, and also we can see the video they are working on and discover some of the issues. So I will say this is a very win-win situations for both sides. So yeah, from this story, I feel like being more creative when you are designing how to reward and benefit to our user interviewee is a very important when you are trying to recruiting your users. And for the consulting session, it's not really, we offer a few different places for them to choose, but our favorites always try to host a consulting session at our client sites. So yeah, if we can travel to our clients, their office, then yeah, we can see a lot more things that we couldn't see before, including, for example, some of the environment factor, including their internal connection, devices, their work PA, and the environment, etc. So in these slides, yeah, this is the one picture was taken by one of the on-site visiting. So we were surprised to see that's how our user breaking Vyond limits by integrating Vyond along with other Adobe Suites tool, and also yeah, how to display along with the studio. So it's a very impressive experience. So always great to having some chance to having the chance to visit our customer office. And also, I think, yeah, the last is, yeah, I would like to share the tool we use often to recruit the user and conduct the testing quickly. The tool is called, yeah, usertesting.com. So during the COVID pandemic, it's become very difficult to travel, and sometimes it's we have some time difference issue. So yeah, so our team, we use a user testing to run the user interview, user testing, and even like design preference testing. So it's quite efficient, and if your company also experience the same issue, yeah, about you cannot really, yeah, having enough time or having a chance to travel. Cool. Then we are moving to the last part about the storytelling. So yeah, we spend a lot of the time as a researcher to plan, interview, and do the testing. So definitely we would like our insight to be more impactful and even be more memorizable for our audience. So in this part, I will tell you how can we share our insights in our organization. So the first, yeah, design discussion. So sometimes that we notice that if we just having a pure research sharing only, some people feel like it's too official, and audience feel a bit of the stress to share their idea and their thoughts. So which cause less interaction during the presentation. So yeah, so our team, we want to make the sharing to be less official, and then we want to share this to be, yeah, more casual and more frequently. So we prepare the we make the research insights and join the design discussion together. So yeah, which can boost not only about yeah, I think sharing those insight for the design discussion, which can help the designer to boost the idea by considering and referencing a user pain point. But also for the research team side, we can have a better idea or even get more inspiration about what is our next project that we can working on. Yeah, and second, as I mentioned, casual. So we also found that the showing evidence directly to audience could be very convincing. So that's we try to just putting some of the user script, video, and highlighting codes. So which can help our audience can even be more immersed to themselves into the user scenario. So in this slide, so you can see that I present the user script at the left hand side, and right hand side just a video with some codes. So yeah, I feel like by using these tips and by using this tip, yeah, it's kind of a too not too official. It's a bit casual, but also at the same time, it's very convincing to the other people to remember user insights. However, yeah, sometimes it's hard to always having a video or having the picture to present the user pain points. And especially sometimes when we travel to our client's office, we are not allowed to take any photo or videos over there. So in this case, how can we better to visualize the message and immerse our audience to use a scenario? Yeah, so our solution is using our own tool, Vyond, to visualize the story happen when there is no video available. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly show you how we do that. So this is one of the example. So this is the story happened during the site visiting. So as I mentioned earlier, so sometimes we travel to our client office, so to teach them how to better to use a Vyond. So at the time that when we arrive to the lecture room, and then when we are about to log in to the public computer, and the reason why we use a public computer is because that our personal device were locked at their reception because of security issue. So we are not allowed to use our own computer. We can only use a public computer. So when we are going to type our username and password to log in, so the system trigger the two-factor authentication. So require you to not only typing your email, but also asking you to log in your email and click the typing the link in order to proceed. However, all of our device were locked on the reception, so we are not allowed to using the our own computer to open our email box. So which make the situation getting worse. So yeah, I think you guys might feel a bit confusing if I just try to explain by plain text. So we don't really want this kind of thing happen during our presentation. So how we solve this issue? So yeah, we use our own tool. So this video, I'm gonna quickly teach you guys how can we use Vyond to visualize the story. So at Vyond, so you can just copy paste the text and the script and finding a few different keywords. And then at the left hand side, we have a lot of the scene library. So you can just use the scene library to visualize the user, for example, like the environment and then the scenario. And so as I mentioned earlier, so we was in the lecture room, we were in the reception, we are doing a login, logout, login issue. And so after adding those things, then we can even try to customize the character. So in this case that I'm putting myself in the video and then also adding another lecture in this video. So once we adding those character in the video, actually we can make the presentation to be more attached to our audience because the people show in the video is someone they are already familiar. And then we try to customize the asset. So we mentioned that we are giving a lecture of the Vyond, so we can putting our own logo by using upload the UGC file and also do some of the branding stuff by changing for example like a color and then putting some of the screenshots. So putting some of the key screen and also try to change the color and then let's see how it looks in the end. So after that, we try to screen capture a few different views. So that's we using the storyboard. So to tell them that our personal device will lock at the reception. So that's why we cannot use our personal device. And when we are arriving to the lecture room, we were very exciting to share. However, that when we are going to present how Vyond works, the view shows the two-factor authentication, and we have no idea about how can we log into our personal email. So all the people were waiting, so we feel very pressure. So in the end, we have to call our colleague to ask a colleague to log in the email, from their own. So by using this storyboard, it can be better visualize the message. And what can be even better is we can in the end I try to to export as a video. So let me quickly play the video to you. So you can see that how can we turn the plain text into more insightful story. Okay, so sorry, I only spent 5 minutes to make this video, so I haven't really had the chance to adding some of the voiceover into the story. But anyway, the message I want to present to everyone is when you have no assets or media available, yeah, sometimes using some of the tool to message or to visualize your message, which can help your story to be more convincing or to be more engaging to your audience. Cool. So here are all of my sharing. So yeah, to sum up, so how to make a research to be more agile. So the first, try to iterate and testing your research so that you can to get the insight quickly. And second, empower. So we can delegate our research work and to focus on the high value projects. And third, be creative. So yeah, be creative. You can shorten your research time and even have a better research results. And the last, storytelling. So yeah, by using the good storytelling way, we can bring the impact to our organization in an engaging way. Okay, so yeah, hope you guys enjoy my sharing, and hope my sharing also brings some of the inspiration when you guys doing research. So thank you so much. And the bottom part is my personal information. Yeah, happy to receive if you have any question. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dan. That was really, really insightful. I enjoyed that a lot because there was so much detail about how you work internally. So one thing actually, and please, if anybody out there has any questions, please do just add them whichever platform you're using, and I'll pass them through to Dan. I would love to get a little bit of insight into how your team is structured. So when you were saying all of that work that you do in Empower, are you a centralized kind of design team supporting multiple other teams, or how does the structure work? Who's responsible for the Empower work, and who are the users of that work?
Yeah, so our team that we have a bit two different team. So one is a design team, the other one is a research team. So as I mentioned earlier, as a researcher, we are more like a supportive role or a consultant role, or bring knowledge to the people. So that's, yeah, if people they have any question or any concern, if they want to run the research by their own, they can consult to our team. So for example, like they can understand, for example, like at the very beginning, if they propose some of the research methodology, for example, like a user interview, so we can tell them, like, for example, you can use what kind of, we can help them to draft the high level question and also help them to review the detail. So you can take a research team or like a consultant sites for them. And also the design team size is a lot bigger than research team. So that's why the only thing we can do is like this. And second part is sometimes we also try to shift our focus based on our company strategy. For example, like this day our team focus on AI related research. Sorry, AI related project or growth related project. So in this case, that we have to assign the researcher to this team as a full-time people to work together. So in this case, researcher, they are not consultant anymore. They are not part-time people anymore. They are full-time. So in this case, this researcher will taking care of all the project case, research projects.
Brilliant.
So we are very flexible.
Yeah, the other thing that just jumps out to me is particularly in the Empower, so you've got the community, the playbooks, the templates, the services, the knowledge sharing, there's a lot of work there. So do you have anything, like if somebody was listening to this and going, wow, it's very scary to try and replicate all of that, is there any kind of guides or anything that people could use as a starting point on the internet that you could share?
Yeah, I have to be honest. Actually, some of the idea were from UXDX. So I remember, yeah, you guys are also sharing some of the researcher. That's how they prepare those template. I remember even like they prepare, for example, like how to the email to invite people to join interview. So actually, I also try to research a lot on the internet about how to write those kind of information. But for our team, my role is more like to do some benchmark and then finding the best practice. However, that I feel like still very important to internalize these resources. So I work closely with, for example, like our operation team and even HR team, and even our copywriter try to, for example, like how to make those message to be more beyond feeling and to be more like, for example, like based on the project goal. So what all I say will be like the first, try to find the information and resources, and UXDX is a great place that I always try to find. And second is to find the colleague who are also interested in this topic, and then you share those content with them, and then they also try to internalize those content and customize for your own audience. So, but I will say that I also spend some time to prepare these resources, but I will make sure that every research project ends, I have something to carry to the next project. So I think, for the people, if you guys working more and more project, you're gonna have a lot more knowledge later.
Brilliant. All right, well, thanks a million for sharing that, and I hope everybody out there enjoyed it as much as I did. So once again, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So that brings us to the end for today's session. But if you did enjoy what we were producing, we do have, on top of all of these free events that we run every week, we have larger conferences. So we're hosting, our next one is in the USA, in New York, in May. So we'll have about 35 speakers, 8 workshops, there'll be 800 people attending. So if you like that kind of concept and you want to bring your whole team to figure out how you can work better together, it's a great opportunity for you. So I do hope that you'll be able to take a chance to join us there. Ticket prices are on early bird at the moment, but they go up in about 2 weeks when we announce our agenda. So thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed the session, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.